Hello and welcome to Stage Management 1. I'm so very glad you're here with us, and I can't wait for us to start this journey. So this course is laid out in modules, learning modules. You may or may not have dealt with them before, but I want to give you a quick rundown just in case you haven't. So the course will have a series of learning modules. Currently there are 10, and they're spaced throughout the semester, mostly on a weekly basis. There are exceptions to that, but you will have to complete a learning module before you continue on to further learning modules. For instance, this week in the welcome module, you have to view this video, you have to do a discussion post, and you have to view the welcome page. Once that happens, unlock date has released, you'll be allowed to begin module number 2 in the course. So the idea is that it keeps everybody on track, everybody on pace, but most importantly, you get to share your stories with each other, and you get to share your thoughts with your classmates. At the end of every module, you're going to encounter either a discussion post, or a quiz, or perhaps both. The idea there is that the quizzes are not to penalize you in any way. They're simply there to check for understanding. If you didn't do so well, you're welcome to take the quiz again. There is a maximum cap, but I doubt anybody in this class is going to hit that. With the discussion posts are your point of contact with your fellow students. I want you guys to talk and have a genuine conversation about what we're learning about, because it's important and it moves very quickly. Stage Management 1's entire goal of stage management is to compress it into a semester. What that means is that we have to move relatively quickly. At the same time, I want you guys to be able to share your stories from the trenches. I know you guys have some wonderful stories about things that have happened at Shenandoah, outside of Shenandoah. These are all very valuable experiences for you to have with each other. I want you to share them. It's very important. Each week there will be a prompt that I'll write, and I want you to take that prompt and respond to it. And if you feel so inclined and you feel like it contributes to the conversation, respond and reply to your classmates' prompts, or their classmates' responses, rather. So with that being said, let's talk a little bit more about the semester. So this semester will take us all the way from the very beginning of getting a show, starting setup, all the way through the technical rehearsal process, through emergencies. I know that's an exciting and kind of scary point of the process and point of the class. All the way through that to strike closing, and we end the semester with job resources, how to get a summer stock position. For those of you that are a little closer towards graduation, perhaps how to get a year-round position. That section of the class is really catered exactly to your needs, and we'll check in a little bit later. The other important thing that I want you to know is I'm going to be, at relatively reasonable intervals, issuing informal course evaluations, because I really want to know if you enjoy this format. Do you like having the broken down modules that kind of break the course into 10 equal parts? I'm very curious, and if it's working for us, wonderful. So please keep me updated. Feel free to email me, talk to me after class, any of the other things as well. I'm always happy to listen, and I always will make time for you. I mean that. I know I look like I'm very busy a lot of the times running around, but I always will find time for you. So, back to our class. So, one of the things that I know is a little bit of a touchy subject and a little bit hard is an emergency. Sorry about that. Is an emergency. So, what might happen if there's a fire, if there's a flood? Natural occurrence, right? What do we do? And how do we know what to do? How do we interface with front of house staff if there's a medical incident? How do we interface with ushers if there's a need to evacuate the theater? Those are all things that we can think about and talk about. And I promise you, by the time you leave the course, you're going to feel perfectly fine, and you're going to feel perfect and execute an evacuation, see if necessary, to direct front of house staff, ushers. Any of those items are going to be right within your wheelhouse. So even if you don't feel comfortable handling a production-based emergency right now, Just know that you will.